everybody. Welcome back to Hammer Rugby, where we're covering week 3 of the 2020 Major League Rugby season. Before I get rolling today with some game analysis, let me just recognize that today, as of this recording, it is Fat Tuesday. We're in the thick of Mardi Gras season, so as a result, I decided to rep, that's right, the NOLA Gold and their Mardi Gras themed shirt. The boys will be wearing it during this part of the season at the home games. I expect when they play the Legion this weekend, they'll be wearing it, although it hasn't been confirmed. Nevertheless, this training shirt is a hot commodity down there in the Crescent City. Hopefully they make more for some of their fans. I also want to throw a shout out to my guys down there, Adrian, Dougie, Benji, all having a great time down there in the Crescent City, celebrating Mardi Gras. And if you look at Adrian's Go Gold page, he has a few great photos snapped and posted of some of the NOLA boys down there celebrating with their fans in the streets of New Orleans. All I got to say, guys, is I wish I could join you. I can't, so be safe, have a good time, and make the most of this Mardi Gras season. So let's take a look at week 3. Now that we're in to this season 3 weeks, we have a pretty good picture of what teams are showing their strengths and really developing into true contenders in both the Eastern and Western conferences. And we don't have to look any further than the tops of the tables. At 3-0, San Diego and Toronto clearly look like the cream of the crop. All right. And the Legion are a team to be feared, given their depth, their ability to score, and their really organized defense. Toronto are no slouches either, as they are a well-balanced team, and they'll turn over the scoreboard, both scoring tries and kicking for sticks. They will make their opponents pay for ill discipline. So as I started to dig into the stats that were released by the league, I really tried to look to find out what were the key stats for success. And scrums and lineouts, so set pieces are important. They don't tell the whole story. Time of possession, meaning percentage, as well as field position, also don't tell the whole story. So I had to really dig into some of the gameplay of both Toronto and San Diego to find out what makes them apart from some of the other teams around the league. And here's what I think one of the keys to victory for them has been, and it should be a hallmark of successful teams as we march forward to the championship. And that is line speed and defense and transition offense. So I'm going to break this down for you, but it's something to pay attention to as you watch some of the games coming up this week and beyond. Look for these two pieces from the successful teams. Two of the best defensive teams through week 3 in Major League Rugby action are San Diego and Toronto. They use line speed and pressure to force turnovers. If you're new to the game, you haven't coached or haven't played, line speed is the idea that the defense comes up together to try to close down time and space in which the offense can use and work the ball. So one of the common counterattacking styles that offenses use to negate this line speed is the tactical kick. This can be a chip over top, or it can be a shallow kick somewhere into space over top of the defensive line. But both of these teams have players with high rugby IQ at key positions that can negate this tactic. So who are we talking about? From Toronto, you have Sam Malcolm at fullback. You have Dan Moore at wing, who's playing at a really high level right now, always has his nose around the ball. And then Leandro Lievas, who brings international experience to the pitch. On San Diego's side, you have Dylan Audsley and Mikey Teo. Both have played fullback. Keep in mind, you have Joe Peterson that is yet to return from injury that will most likely play fullback as well. So they have a wealth of talent there. And then on the wings, you have Save Todasavau, and you also have Nesso Keke. So there's a really good core group of players at these positions, and they make really solid decisions to negate those kicking tactics. Those guys, along with the halfbacks, are critical to attacking play and the transition. If the All Blacks have taught us something over the last couple of years, it's that you don't have to win the possession percentage game nor the territorial possession percentage game in order to win games. What it comes down to is exposing the opposition's disorganization after a turnover and turning that into points. As the weeks progress, watch this key tactic from teams that continue to rack up wins. So, what are the matches to watch in week 4 of Major League Rugby 2020? There are a couple of them that I'm really going to be paying attention to, and one of them is on Saturday, and that is San Diego traveling to NOLA. And it's not just because I'm a NOLA fan. It's because NOLA, it's a question of what type of team are they going to be. I think they were looking to be a team that contends for the title this year. And San Diego, I think all roads go through them. They are absolutely the cream of the crop. So let's see what NOLA can do. And one of the keys for NOLA success potentially this weekend is a return of 2 players. JP Loft coming back from injury. I'm told he's fit and ready to put in some minutes. And then another one is Nick Feeks, who is having some Visha issues. So these 2 players add another dynamic option to NOLA's gameplay. Let's see if they make a difference. Utah, that one's on Saturday. Utah goes to Colorado. They played at Affinity. And that'll be an interesting matchup within the conference. And I want to throw a shout out to my guy Ty Braga. He just got the announcer's job at Affinity. So good luck, mate. You did well last week. I look to see you continue to do a great job this week. Another one on Saturday to look for: New England travels to Seattle. And this is an interesting matchup because New England is really showing themselves to be one of the top performers as a newcomer in the East, and they're playing a cross-conference battle against Seattle at Starfire Stadium. This is interesting because we'll see if Seattle can get that first victory. Let's see if Ben Sema comes back. If he does he make a difference in how they play and their ability to put pressure on New England's offense? Then on Sunday, we have Rooney. The Roosters travel down to Houston. This will be an interesting cross-conference matchup. Can Houston get it back on track? They've shown themselves to be a team that can play and put up some points and win some matches. And then let's see what Rooney team appears. They've shown that they over the last couple of weeks have actually kind of found their footing after that first week misstep. And then finally, I think the week of the match is, match of the week is Toronto versus Rugby ATL, and they're playing in Atlanta. And this is going to be a great inter conference rivalry and matchup this week. It pits the top performing Toronto against that tough, hard nosed Rugby ATL lot. That'll be a really great matchup on Sunday night. So we have a great slate of action this week. I hope you guys enjoy it. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave me some comments if there's some things you'd like me to address and talk about in the covering week 4. Have a great week. Enjoy the slate of games, and we'll see you next week right here at Hammer Rugby.